Hi, this is Casey Groom from Soulbound TV. We're transforming live streaming with interactive features, prediction markets, and tools that empower creators. You're tuned in to the Edge of NFT, the show that streams the best of Web3 innovation every week so you can predict where the industry is going next. Stay tuned.
Hey, Web3 curious listeners, stay tuned for today's episode to learn how Soulbound TV is shaping the future of live streaming with interactive tools and decentralized prediction markets. Plus, the creative ways streamers and creators are monetizing in the Web3 space and how platforms like Soulbound are making it easier. Lastly, our guest today's perspective on the importance of truly going offline when you decide to not be online. All this and more at the Edge of Soulbound TV. Cue the intro.
Welcome to the Edge of NFT, the podcast that brings you the top 1% of Web3 today and what will stand the test of time. We explore the nuts and bolts of the business side and also the human element of how Web3 is changing the way we interact with the things we love. This podcast is for the dreamers, disruptors, and doers who are pumped about this ecosystem and driving where it goes next.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Edge of NFT, the podcast created by Jeff Kelly, Ethan Janney, and me, Josh Krieger, featuring a variety of top-notch guests and other hosts. It's another production of the Edge of Company, a quickly growing media ecosystem powering the pioneers of Web3 tech and culture and responsible for other groundbreaking endeavors like the Outer Edge Innovation Festival in LA and Riyadh. And today's very special sponsored episode features Casey Grooms, who's a serial entrepreneur dedicated to transforming gaming and supporting the new creator economy. His journey spans founding innovative startups in mobile advertising, spearheading user acquisition solutions, and investing in emerging tech and gaming ventures. As the co-founder of Soulbound TV, Casey channels his expertise into building new tools and opportunities for gamers and creators to thrive in the Web3 era. And we'll talk a lot more about Soulbound TV, which is a Web3 live streaming platform that integrates creator incentives and prediction tools. It's backed by investors like Animoca Brands, and it's redefining gaming and streaming for the next generation. Casey, it's great to have you on the show. How are you today?
Hey, pleasure to be here, Josh. I'm doing really, really well.
I heard you decided spontaneously to take a 20-hour trip from Dubai to Miami for our Basel?
Yeah, in between I was back in Puerto Rico, so it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Not too bad. Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, yes. It was fun. Hung out the Magic Eden's Villa and a couple other gaming events and parties, and was able to kind of catch up with some of our content creators that we work with. So that was fun.
Yeah, the creators like Art Basel, so that's great. We had one of our correspondents, January Jones, there, and I decided to skip the travel for a little while. It's been a lot of travel this year. As you know, I keep finding you all over the world, and we've built a great partnership from getting to know each other globally, globetrotting together. And I can't wait to tell people about what you've been up to at Soulbound. But first, let's just dive into sort of a little bit more of your background and what inspired you to focus on this intersection of gaming, live streaming, and the creator economy.
Yeah. So I started my career in ad tech specifically, and specifically in mobile ad tech around 2010. Me and a few friends ended up building a programmatic platform for buying and selling ad impressions in real time, mostly through mobile games, mobile apps, mobile websites. A lot of our customers at the time were Uber and large mobile game studios looking for user acquisition outlets and channels. And so they would buy a lot of media through us, connecting to other games and hoping to drive kind of traffic to their game and track user engagement, kind of like funnel, track the whole the down funnel metrics, right? Like install, sign up, first purchase, get to the level 1, get to level 2, things like that. And so as we kind of we're building a lot of these tools, and I ended up exiting that company around 2017, 2018. Started dabbling in the crypto space, and specifically kind of like in the gaming space, and here we are today with Soulbound TV. But so took a lot of those insights from before to kind of like manifest and evolve what we've been building here at Soulbound.
And were you always a gamer? Like, did you go out playing games?
Yes, definitely heavy on Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, all the Game Boys, Game Gears, and so I mean, it obviously dates me a little bit, but was pretty heavy on that. And Unreal Tournament was one of my favorite games to play. So that the kind of like the early stages of Unreal Engine, essentially, and yeah, so I don't play too much games now, just time wise, but I'm definitely watching a lot of games and watching a lot of streams, and that kind of got me into kind of like rebuilding like the next gen Twitch.
I think that's part of the magic of this sort of game streaming industry is that you're not alone. A lot of people enjoy watching other really good players play games, right? It's sort of this industry that Twitch, initiated, but now there's so much more potential there, especially when you get into the reward mechanisms of Web3 and how to integrate that with streaming. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. I guess, live streaming as a whole, as I just mentioned, has really reshaped the entertainment industry over the last decade. When it comes to that intersection with Web3, how does that transformation sort of go to the next level? What's possible? What gets unlocked?
Totally. So there's a lot of different components that you can start to unlock with like Web3 live streaming. One being just the live streaming itself. That's now like a DPIN enabled solution. So almost like a peer-to-peer video computation for live streaming.
So yeah, just a quick pause for those at home. DPIN is the decentralized physical infrastructure, and really what that enables is everyone to operate a node from their. It could be from their computer or other devices. There's another one called Hive Mapper that you put a device on your car and it helps sort of map out the world. So all sorts of cool use cases for DPIN. Just want to sort of clarify that for our audience. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so on the video infrastructure side, you can use various different third parties now. We're using LivePeer, for instance, for our broadcasting. So users can directly just broadcast on Soulbound through our infrastructure play with them in partnership with them. And other components that we start to, build out as a next gen like live streaming initiative. All of our emotes and NFT our NFTs specifically. So any user can create emotes, emoji, and stickers that's usable within our real-time chat. You can graffiti people's posts, things like that. We've been putting a lot of time and energy into building out tools for gamers, streamers, and content creators to help them get paid more easily, quickly, and better. What that means is just immediate transactions. So once they stream a game, if there's a bounty on that game, they're paid immediately. So they submit the bounty, they claim it. We check it on our side. So did it meet the requirements that were embedded in that bounty, for instance, that kind of came from the game itself? We create these bounties with games. Avalanche is one of our customers on that. Once the user does complete the bounty, they are able to claim it. We check it. We have various other features that are creating more interactive elements with the platform, such as a prediction market, a dare feature, things like that. So I think we can chat about more of those interactive elements later. But
cool, yeah, that's great. Basically, it's like live streaming on steroids. Once you have that sort of mechanism in place to sort of track what both the gamer and the audience is doing and how they're engaging, you can unlock all sorts of different potential. Of course, it's not easy, or everyone would be doing it, right? There'd be 100 Soulbounds out there. What are some of the challenges sort of or gaps in terms of getting to this sort of nirvana state with using Web3 and live streaming that get you excited as an innovator and has been sort of tough to navigate along the way?
First being just the culture of Web3 and user adoption. Gamers specifically were not really always into the Web3 narrative. Well, so they're like, why does games need crypto? Why do games need NFTs, tokens? That was always a big hurdle that we had to overcome. So we spent a year and a half as we're building this platform and iterating and evolving our first stage of the platform as a social gaming into kind of like a full-on next-gen live streaming. We kind of solve a lot of these hurdles and are still solving them. A lot of it being streamer onboarding. So we do spend a lot of time and energy into onboarding streamers and curating that content creator and onboarding them to feel at home, be a part of our community, and stream games with us and for a lot of the game developers that we work with. So we were at TwitchCon, both TwitchCons this year, for instance, various other game developer conferences, and have a booth to specifically onboard and outreach to not just game developers and the users themselves, but very specifically streamers and content creators, because that's right now our bread and butter to create activations and have more content, just obviously like 24/7 across Soulbound TV.
That makes a lot of sense. And I know the new sort of version of Soulbound TV was released with quite a lot of early positive signals from the community and a lot of engagement. And I think it'd be great for us to sort of get a quick demo of the product. And of course, for our listeners at home, Casey, who aren't sort of watching us on cable or on YouTube, please kind of narrate this demo for them. But kick it off and let's see what you guys have been building.
So here we have Soulbound TV. We'll be rebranding actually the entire experience to Soulbound.tv very soon. You can just kind of scroll through different live streams from gamers that are playing games. Right now we have a Shatterline bounty that's up. So we've been working hand in hand with Avalanche. Avalabs specifically is one of our customers. They work with us to create bounties for games that they're supporting on Avalanche. And this is a $10,000 bounty right now that's activated for about 2 weeks. Users must stream the bounty, stream for 3 hours, have minimum of 5 kills. They need to put Soulbound in the stream, drop our logo in there, things like that. Helps create some more branding engagement for us across Soulbound and Twitch specifically. But once they submit it, we check it and then we give them the payout. So all the streamers participate in the bounty payout. They also earn points on our system. Points in Soulbound TV will then turn into Soulbucks at our airdrop date. But you can see here just streamers kind of like playing Raven Quest, a few other games right now. Like Shadowline obviously is very big, so you can see we have.
Can we zoom in on one of these games?
Yeah, sure. So we have real life chat. You have emotes in here. You can drop in any kind of emotes you want, and just kind of have fun and start chatting with users. This user specifically has 21 viewers right now, and he's actively playing Shadowline. And this is kind of like one of his taglines here, Shadowline Soulbound. So he's participating in the bounty right now in real time, and to get the payouts.
That's cool. He seems pretty good. He's moving around fast.
Yeah. Yes. Time will tell. But fun thing is we also have a prediction market and decentralize the entire Oracle system. So a user can become an Oracle in the platform and actually create a prediction on top of his stream. And we've just been fine-tuning that process. We'll release a little bit more of a better flow this month over that. But as an example, in this scenario, you can actually predict, like, is he going to win or lose this match? Is his team going to win? Is he going to get 5 headshots? But you actually, as an Oracle, actually need to sit here and watch and basically moderate that. And we've been building tools to help you in that moderation process.
Can those sort of stakes change during the game, like in real time? Like I've noticed that in UFC fights now, where you might have one prediction at the beginning of the match, but then in the middle it looks like maybe this other guy is going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's going to be something we're going to be polishing up next year over time. It's that's a lot of work in terms of if we're going to be creating, let's say, odds on the streamer and that stream itself, and then these like fluctuating real-time changing odds based on, okay, there's a minute left, he's gotten 3 headshots, can he get two more headshots in the next minute, right? Like that, those odds are going to obviously increase, very heavily of him not being able to do that. That's going to be something that we're going to have to fine tune really next year, and it's a work in progress. So we're not at that stage yet. Right now we're at the V1 of Soulbound TV. We've built the foundation, and we're just kind of setting the stage for 2025 and next year.
Fair enough. I mean, it's really cool what you've built so far, and definitely appreciate the demo to give us a real sense of what this experience looks like for those that are sort of participating in the gaming experience. Check out Soulbound TV for yourself, and you don't have to just see the demo. You can actually try it out. So Casey, really cool to see that demo and get a sense of what you guys are up to. Would like to get a little meta with you. I'm really curious, what makes interactivity so crucial to the modern content experience, in your opinion?
It's just the connection between the streamer and the fan themselves, and having that interaction where they're either playing with each other, they're engaging with each other, and there's some kind of element of maybe not just risk involved, because prediction market is just one of those interactive features that we're building out, but it's kind of more about just having that connection between the user and the streamer and their fans. Right now across Twitch, a lot of it is really just chatting to them, and we're trying to level up that next game of, well, what's after chat, and can they participate in creation of emotes together, or with the whole NFT communities and the world is centered around, especially Web3, tokenization of things, and there's incentives and rewards. Where can we insert, engaging elements there, and interactive elements there? So that's something that we're fine tuning right now and kind of just experimenting with as we kind of build the foundation.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I was a reality TV fan. I still am guilty. It's true. Everyone on my team knows it, and my friends. And I think it's just this idea of being part of an experience that someone else is going through. And now with reality TV, there's the post show, and there's sort of a lot of interaction with folks on online. And of course, with all the American Idol stuff, there's this voting component. I think people just want to be part of unique experiences that maybe, are happening somewhere else besides where they are at the present moment, right? I think that's what it comes down to. And it's just going to continue. That trend is definitely unstoppable. Another part of this, what you guys are doing, and you talked about, is this decentralized prediction market concept. I'm curious, how important that is in your mind to real-time engagement, and how tools like this could impact other industries, like sports, for example. How are you thinking about prediction markets overall?
We're thinking about it in more of a fun way. So we want this to be a fun experience and not a gambling experience. There may be gambling component involved where there's actually winning and losing of the SPX token or different tokens that you are betting in. But this is not the end all be all of the platform. We don't see ourselves as a gambling platform. We see ourselves, a entertainment and live streaming platform. And then there's, various features underneath that to kind of make that up. So with the prediction market right now, it's just a fun feature to create, this entertainment value amongst the users. The streamer themselves actually don't even need to be part of that experience per se, because it is a permissionless system. So I can create a prediction or contest on your stream, whether you know about it or not. And that's kind of like one of the interesting aspects of the community themselves can, rally to create something and bet on something, if they just want to do that on that stream. So it could take esports to a whole new level. And esport is, one of our target markets going into 2025 that we want to start expanding on and building upon, because it kind of naturally fits with obviously live streaming and the gaming market, and of course, predictions. So, but we, our market on that side is micro betting, and we also are, our bets are happening like hundreds to thousands of bets at any given time across the stream. So it's not like Polymarket, for instance, where it's one large $100 million bet on who's going to be the next president, and it takes, several months to complete the bet, right? Complete that contest. So we're doing that this like long tail of the prediction market.
So yeah, that totally makes sense for me. And clearly, this type of engagement is something people want. You guys recently, I believe the stat is made up over 20% of Gunzilla's off the grid streams globally. So that's a significant amount of folks that sort of want this deeper level of engagement. Congrats on that achievement. What does this milestone tell you about the changing dynamics in terms of gaming and live streaming?
I mean, this is huge for us. And, this happened only 1 month after we launched our V1. It tells us exactly what we were hypothesizing this whole year on, as we're talking to streamers and content creators throughout the year at TwitchCon and various other events. There's a big disconnect between when you're streaming on Twitch, for instance, or other platforms, how many followers you have and how many viewers you have at any given time per stream. Right now, there's, it's like 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 100, depending on who you are as a streamer. So you can have 100,000 followers on Twitch and end up with 10 viewers watching your stream. And that's not going to pay the bills for you as a streamer who might be streaming, 3, 5, 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. And you have to make
that's not going to cover Taco Bell.
No, not at all. And it's in order to keep your partner status or your affiliate status on Twitch and other platforms, you need to make a certain number of streams per day, per hour, keep a certain number of viewers on your stream, on average. And so it's kind of like a grind for them. And we want to change the game where, at least for now, we're coveting towards more of the micro streamer niche. So not anyone in the, I would say, quote unquote, tier 1 streamers that have, 1,000 plus viewers per stream. Below that, we're kind of like targeting them to work with us. We're paying them immediately. So there's immediate payouts. You stream the game, you get paid. We're developing a lot more solutions to funnel traffic and viewers to you as a content creator, so you can kind of build your reputation as a new streamer or a streamer themselves, have more viewers and more engagement, things like that. So there's a lot that we're doing to kind of like level up the playing field for these micro streamers community right now.
Yeah, that's great. And I think as we progress with the demand for gaming in the esports industry, micro streaming is just going to get bigger, right? We know that teens today spend a lot more time on their phones and playing games than ever before, and there's no stopping this trend. So it's going to be important to sort of figure out how to make a micro economy around this. It's a reality. So I guess to that point, your product is available globally. What's been the sort of geographic landscape of your users at this point, and how do you look at different markets and the impact this can make, for example, in the Philippines or Vietnam versus some country in Europe where gamers are? How do you look at those dynamics?
Right now, our market target, well, are a lot of our streamer base and viewer base. So we have multiple different types of users in our platform that we consider at different roles. There's a streamer, there's a viewer and user of the platform, and then there's like a game developer or a game itself. And on the streamer side, we have a little less than 500 to date streamers who actively stream on Soulbound and create content and take up these bounties. Those are kind of like a solid mix between the US, Europe, LATAM, and Southeast Asia. We have a large community of viewers from Southeast Asia, Philippines specifically, and there's a few coming up on India side, Indonesia, and we've been really growing our LATAM community over Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia over the last few months. So our streamers are kind of like all over the place right now, which is great because we have a lot of different content and we can service different streamers from different communities and regions. We have a few different KOLs that we work with in Turkey. So we've been onboarding a lot of streamers from the Turkey region right now as well, who make up a massive game content creator base, especially for Kick. So we've been kind of like taking a chunk of that and activating them recently. But on the streaming side, we started to build out tools specifically for streaming with your phone on the mobile, because a lot of these new streamers that are, so we're starting to spawn gamers who have wanted to dabble in streaming but didn't know how to get activated. And it was kind of a daunting process to become a streamer on Twitch or Kick and start to, have fun with it, create a user base. You need to stream so many hours. And it was kind of like a job on those platforms. And we're trying to make it more fun and easygoing. And that's something that we've been just working on in terms of just making it simple to stream on Soulbound immediately, as well as from your phone itself. You'll be able to stream from Soulbound TV from your phone and stream mobile games as well, because a lot of the users that we have coming from Southeast Asia, they actually don't have a computer, or they don't have let's say PS5, so they can actually run some of the games that we are streaming for, like off the grid. It's a pretty heavy duty game, and you need a pretty expensive rig to actually stream that. And so it actually took a while to find a lot of these streamers to get them activated and be capable with enough computer to stream certain games that are pretty heavy. So.
Yeah, that makes sense and impressive what you guys have built. Let's turn our attention for a second to Telegram, because that's been sort of the rising star in sort of this overall engagement era of Web3. We were both at the Ton ecosystem event in Dubai not that long ago, maybe about a month back. What are your thoughts on sort of why Telegram has been so effective recently in terms of community building, and how are you thinking about Telegram in how it relates to sort of your core product?
Telegram makes it super simple to get activated as a user in whatever app you're playing around with. So if you're in MENA, for instance, everyone's, there's a billion users on Telegram right now, and it's just, the onboarding experience is super simple. Activate the bot, you jump into the game, whether that's a tap and earn game. It could be more of a fully fleshed out experience across, for whatever, app is building on Telegram. It's just an easy way to really get activated and be an engaged participant on that app specifically for whatever you're looking to do, whether it's like some kind of DeFi product or, kind of like a simplified, hamster game, right? It just makes it super simple. And the way that we've looked at that is we're building out our Telegram app right now. It's a complete integrated experience with Soulbound, and we're able to feature any live stream that we want to push towards our Telegram users in user base. And for us, the way we see Telegram, it's our viral coefficient to get viewers up for our streamers. So when we're onboarding streamers, one of our pitch to them is we're going to be able to start once we release this, we're going to be able to send you, tens of thousands of viewers on your stream at any given time because we're activating all these Telegram users. And so these Telegram app users are going to experience us in a more of a watch and earn mechanism, plus the prediction market and betting mechanism. So bet on your stream, create and chat in your stream, create engagement on your stream. And they're all going to be doing it from various countries around the world just through their Telegram app experience on their mobile phone. And the streamer can, just be creating content all day long, kind of just like creating that engagement and earning from their predictions, anyone betting on them. And obviously they get to tap into like a new community of users.
That's amazing. It makes perfect sense. I had a sense you were probably going down that path. I mean, it's the obvious next step with engagement is to sort of meet folks where they are, and Telegram has definitely been proven to be a go-to spot thanks to Hamster Combat and all the buzz that's created since then. On that point, we talked a little bit about sort of the demographics of your users. I was just curious in terms of games, are there certain styles of games that are more popular for streaming that you noticed, or any kind of up and coming styles of games that you see sort of trending?
Yeah. Always, and still is the case today, multiplayer games are our bread and butter that we've been working with. Those are also just so happen to be the games that are paying us money to promote on Soulbound TV. So that makes it a little bit easier because it's multiplayer. Generally, first-person shooters, third-person shooters have been big with us. And a lot of these like new pixelated style side-scroller games, for instance, Raven Quest has been very big. So you go now to the platform and you'll see half the streamers streaming Raven Quest. And so that's been actually an interesting and fun game to watch people play. And Shatterline is, as I mentioned, like, one of the games that we're running campaigns with currently. We, over the weekend, we just hit 60 to 70% of all streams for Shatterline were actually Soulbound streamers and content creators. So, multiplayer, third person, first person shooters are still kind of like the big audience for that. But I think over time you'll see various other games come across our desk to start activations with.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I figured those are the bread and butter, of course, but there are some other sort of types of games that are picking up more popularity as well. So cool to get a sense of that. You've covered a lot of your strategy for building out Soulbound, and wondering if there's any other upcoming features that you haven't mentioned yet that you're excited about. And then just more broadly, what's sort of exciting to you about the future of live streaming?
So, yeah, I mean, this is a great question. Live streaming is where we're kicking things off with, and we see ourselves becoming more of like a decentralized broadcasting network. And that's something that we're going to be building more into end of 2025 and 2026. As you were build like this like network television station, what does that compose of? How would you have exclusive rights for syndicated content, and maybe launch different movies and series on there? As maybe people like short dramas is becoming like a bigger thing in the world, and that's now $1 billion market. Well, if we have millions and millions of users watching content on Soulbound TV, this is now the perfect engine for any new content creator who has maybe like a short film or a new drama that they want to test out or tap into different markets. They can now potentially just launch it straight on Soulbound and maybe do giveaways or rewards or incentivize engagement or their viewers across Soulbound to kind of like participate in whatever they're building, AI created shows could be the next kind of like interesting thing. Just to kind of tap onto that, we started working with a company called Core Protocol. You might know them. If not, I can introduce you. It's a fellow named Inder. He's in Dubai, and they're creating programmable IP chain. And so we are starting to build out some interactive features for the music space specifically right now. And we'll do a marketing events next year with like Imogen Heap as an example. She will live stream on Soulbound TV, remixing a song live, and then we're going to be activating the tools for viewers to vote on which beat that they want to have in this new remix, for example. Once that remix is complete, if you participated in that remix creation, then we will, your information and everything gets sent over automatically to Core Protocol. And then you essentially, as a user, get written into that contract of as being a participant in the creation of that remix. So when there's royalty distributions, things like that, you get now kind of like you get to participate in this. And whatever Core Protocol or Story Protocol, a very similar company, is going to do on that front, we're going to be building tools to support a lot of this and kind of like center ourselves in the point of interaction where a programmable IP chain, they need kind of like distribution point. And so we want to be like that next distribution point for the next gen of the world.
Wow. So not an ambitious roadmap at all. No, just kidding. Very, very cool. And yeah, we know the Core Protocol guys. We're going to do some content with them. And also very familiar with what the Story Protocol team is doing. And it's very cool stuff. And I do think programmable IP is the trend to watch in 2025 and beyond. Not just from a Web3 perspective, just from a pure IP creation perspective. I think there's a lot of value in sort of giving communities more opportunities to co-create IP with in a decentralized manner. So something to look out for, and definitely some pioneering stuff you're doing, Casey. Really enjoyed this chat, and now want to get to know you a little bit better as well. It's time for our next segment, Edge Quick Hitters.
Super awesome. Thank you. I enjoyed it as well.
A quick word from our sponsors who's ready to navigate the cutting edge of tomorrow's legal landscape. Because at Zuber Lawler, they're not just attorneys, they're visionaries. With expertise in emerging technologies like AI, blockchain, and the metaverse, they're paving the way for you to seize the future. For mergers and acquisitions to IP, their selective team delivers strategic solutions tailored to the ever-changing world of technology. Join us at Zuber Lawler, where the future meets the law at zuberlawler.com. Back to the episode.
All right. Well, you force streamers to be put on the spot, and everyone gets to watch their moves. So I think you can handle a little bit of Edge Quick Hitters, which is a fun, quick way to get to know you a little better. There's going to be 10 questions. We're looking for just a short, single word or few word response, but feel free to expand if you get the urge. You ready?
I don't know.
All right. That's an honest answer. We'll find out. What is the first thing you remember ever purchasing in your life?
I'm thinking it was, these really cool pens. You go to the bookstore and you find like these really nice pens in like a Japanese bookstore.
Nice. All right, cool. Going back to the basics. What's the first thing you remember ever selling in your life?
Selling? Magic the Gathering cards.
Nice. That's not the first time this has come up on the show. What is the most recent thing you purchased? A little easier.
The most new AirPods.
All right, cool. The Apple ones or some other brand?
Apple, yeah, the Apple II, Apple II Pro. I lost my case on the flight over actually from Dubai here, so I can't charge my current ones.
Yeah, it's happened to me as well. Well, I hope those work out for you. What is the most recent thing you sold?
What have I sold? I do sell some things on Greld. Some I'm kind of into fashion a little bit, and I know that I've been getting hit up to sell some of my items that I've not sold. But I can't remember the last thing I've sold. I don't know if I'm a big.
Some kicks or a shirt, jacket, or something like that.
They're typically like maybe like a Rick Owens shirt or like a Boris jeans. They're like very expensive jeans, but sold a couple of those pairs recently.
All right, I'll have to check those out. I've never.
It's a little on the avant-garde side of fashion. So.
All right, cool. Well, you're Italian, right?
No.
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 What's your background?
I mix my I come from I'm a little bit of a mutt, but Spanish, Asian, and white.
Okay, I don't know why I thought you were Italian, but
No worries. Some people might think I'm Persian, or I mean, it's an exotic look.
exotic fashion. Got it. What is your most prized possession?
I'm gonna say my. It sounds stupid, but I mean, I can't live without my MacBook Air, so it goes everywhere with me. And I say that and my mocha pot for coffee. That's what I bring with me everywhere.
Nice.
I'm a minimalist, so that's kind of like the only things I have.
Casey's not kidding though. Like we were at the Ton conference and the MacBook Air was there with him the whole time. So I know you guys are BFFs. So Casey, next question. If you could buy anything in the world, digital, physical, service, experience that's currently for sale, what would it be?
That's crazy and unique, or just what interests me as a
Either, whatever comes to mind, my friend.
seaside Mediterranean villa with a vineyard in the back and grow some, have a natural wine farm.
There you go. Gotta make some wine that doesn't provide a headache after, right? That's the key. Let's make it keto, and I'll be one of your customers too. All right. So next question: if you could pass on one of your personality traits to the next generation, what would it be?
I feel like I feel like there was a loss of, when we were growing up, we had internet, no internet to internet, and you kind of got the best of both worlds of life, kind of growing up without being tied to your computer or phone or iPad. And so whatever personality trait that came from that, maybe kind of like being happy both with and without digital, and that experience.
Yeah,
that could be a nice one to have, just maybe as not a personality trait, but an experience to have.
Yeah, like the lack of it's almost the lack of freaking out when you don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of like a nice, beautiful thing, a beautiful experience when you don't have it.
There's going to be a word for that. If there isn't already, I think
there should be a term for this. Yes.
I like it. And if you could eliminate one of your personality traits from the next generation, what would it be?
I'm actually very reserved, and I find that as a fault for me, and so I would not bestow that upon anybody. So I think the more crazier, the more free expression is better, because I lack that, I think, and I like to see it. I like when I see it in people, and I'm actually envious when I come across someone who's so free in their emotions and personality.
Well, I think you're moving in the right direction, my friend. You've made for a great guest on this show and lots of entertaining conversations. So I think you're already in the process of eliminating that trait. So
I'm gonna just jump on TV and start getting crazy.
There you go. Well, first Edge of NFT, and then who knows what's next. What did you do just before joining us on the podcast?
I got some sun outside.
Nice.
Quick 5 minutes just to get some color.
Better than no minutes. And what are you going to do next after the podcast?
Pilates in an hour.
All right. So there is actually like a reformer Pilates class at my gym that they're offering me a free class. So I have no excuse for not taking it other than I'm petrified. But
actually, I won a contest this weekend at the Magic Eden house, where there's a new startup that built an Aura Ring, competitor Aura Ring, and they did a plank contest. So I was the last one standing at that plank, and
how many minutes was that?
That ended up being 4 minutes.
Wow.
But I think I could have easily gone 20 minimum, and so. But at 4 minutes, everyone else kind of passed out, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess this is it." But so yeah, Pilates it actually paid off.
So. Yeah, that's for sure. Very cool. All right, so we like to end with a bonus question, and usually one that sort of makes sense for our guests. And what comes to mind here is, what was the first game that got you hooked on playing and watching with your friends?
There's two games, but Unreal Tournament is one, and Soul Calibur was the other one.
Soul Calibur, what's that one all about?
It's like a 2D fighter, 2D, 2.5D fighter, background 2001 or so. Think of it as like Street Fighter, but different characters, different weapons, and play it religiously.
Love those games. I was addicted to Mortal Kombat. In fact, I was at the Venice sort of holiday lighting festival this weekend, and they had a Mortal Kombat game, and I was playing, and then no one wanted to play against me anymore. I guess I was still pretty good. It came back to me. So there was like 3 or 4 people in line, and then no one wanted to play. It was kind of took the fun away. So
prediction. That's where the prediction mark comes in.
No one would have predicted I would have been beat everyone at Mortal Kombat. That's for sure. So yeah, we'll have to play some Mortal Kombat on Soulbound and see what happens. But
guess that up.
This has been a lot of fun. We have one last segment before we wrap today, which is a shout out, where we give you an opportunity to shout out someone in your orbit that's been a meaningful part of your journey in some way, and maybe doesn't get as much spotlight attention.
A friend of mine, Manana, she's been instrumental in organizing and helping us complete our new round of fundraising. So shout out to Manana. She has like a family office fund, and Pascali, who kind of introduced us together, and he's hardworking individual. We met in Istanbul and became good friends, and so wanted to shout out to him for kind of like the introduction for us.
Yeah. Shout out to Pasquale for sure. Really cool guy, building some really exciting stuff at the forefront of media tech and AI. Look for more information about what we're cooking up soon. And thanks for playing with us today. And I guess just to close things out, where can listeners go to learn more about you? Maybe follow you on X and dive down the rabbit hole of what Soulbound is all about.
Sure. So soulbound.gg is our website. Soulbound_GG is our Twitter. I go by Starfucker, and there's various variations of that name you could find me under, but Starfucker in Telegram and Twitter. So,
all right. Well, that's great. So we've reached the outer limit at the edge of NFT for today. Thanks for exploring with us. We've got space for more adventures on this starship. So invite your friends or recruit some cool strangers. They'll make this journey all so much better. How? If you're among the hundreds of thousands of folks following us on Spotify or iTunes or iHeartRadio, or watching on Myco or YouTube, hit the subscribe button, rate us, and say something awesome. Also, please pass this episode on to a friend or two that would get something out of it. And just a reminder, check out myco.io, that's myco.io, where you can watch and earn for your time and attention. Lastly, be sure to tune in next time for more great Web3 content. Thanks again for sharing this time with us today.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Edge of.
The views and opinions expressed on Edge of NFT reflect solely those views and opinions of the show hosts and its guests. Please make sure to do your own research. Our show is not financial advice. You understand that you are using any and all information available on or through this podcast at your own risk. Whenever making financial decisions, we recommend doing your own research and talking to your accountant for financial advice. From time to time, we may feature sponsored content on the show for which we receive value, and we may share links for which we receive a commission if you make a purchase through one of those links. Refer to our website, www.edgeofnft.com, for our full disclaimer, terms and conditions, and privacy policy.